What the heck is John doing over
there? Some random arm hanging out the side of one of the Mercedes. What's up, guys? We're back at John's place today, and the boys are back working at this thing. John is gluing the windows in. Something the comments section gave me a very hard time for. Like, Chrome, how come we didn't glue the windows in? Chrome, how come we didn't glue the windows in? Chrome, why no glue? Chrome, why no glue? So now he's going to glue it.
They're glued.
You don't necessarily have to glue those windows in. The ones that are on my van outside are not glued. They have the foam trim all the way around the inside. But because John was doing the interior pieces and the way it was secured through the interior, he felt that it would just be best to kind of glue it. That way it's all good, nice and tight and watertight. I'm trying to return the favor. Panels. It's starting to look like a van build. Inside of this cabinet here, we have an HDMI cable. It's for the Victron fancy little touch panel control, if we ever decide to do it. That way we've got this running down into the garage area, so it'll plug into the Victron. You never know. Might as well prepare yourself in case we decide to add it. And this one here is for the new audio system that's going in here. Go Code has a brand new audio system called Nowhere, and I'm stoked because we'll be one of the first big chunk of vans that are going to get that audio system in here. And the guy from Go Code sent me a video yesterday with these two speakers there, and he had a drop-down projector. It was crystal clear. A lot of times when I see a projector in someone's vehicle, it's a bit grainy, doesn't look good. Oh, dude, he told me what brands they were. Now it makes me want to put a giant projector right there. That'd be crazy because this is the TV that's in my van right now. For real. You need a finger?
Yes, I will. Actually, I need 2 fingers. Under here, in the middle. Not 3, just 2.
You'd rather have the Twix than the Kit Kat? No, the Kit Kat's 4.
We're going to get it up there. We're trying to hide the wire.
Oh, so you tell me I need 2 hands.
Oh, yeah. Well, so we're going to push it up. Push it up.
All right, Chrome.
We're trying to hide the wire up there. Just get this pump in here.
So where's the cleanup?
Still cleaning up.
So I just got the dimensions from Iceco for the fridge that I'm looking at. It's that one, but it's 24.3 inches deep. Yeah. Would stick out from here 24 inches. That's half the van.
24 off of there. 24 from here.
Maybe from here.
Is...
Yeah, 24.3 inches deep, 33.8 inches high.
Is that the only option?
No, there's 2 options there too, but the other one's not as... Maybe we do the other one. It's 21.3 inches deep and 21 inches tall, so it would be a small inside fridge.
3 inches. You think 3 inches is going to make a difference? Chrome. 21 and 24. 3 inches. There it is.
But that's that much into your home. Like, you realize if that's where my fridge ends, that's half my van. How do I get into the bed?
Down there.
So we got 33 point. I think I'm going to have to put that fridge on the ground in the kitchen and not up here. Or just go a small fridge because they have the small one. So I've been chatting with Iceco because they just released some brand new RV style fridges. You know, the ones with the doors on the front. You can open up your fridge like a human being. But we're trying to decide on which one works. These are just super deep. So when you go 24 inches off the wall, up higher on the wall, because the vans curve inwards, it pushes that thing way into the van build itself. A long way into the van build. On the bottom, it's okay. So maybe we end up just putting the fridge right here in the bottom. right? Which kind of sucks because we already put power here for the fridge. The other option too is just to put the fridge here. Like right there on the ground, right there. Just boom, fridge down below. Like I thought we'd do it upright because then you don't have to bend over to get things out of the fridge all the time. I thought here, just open it up and done. John was saying that he could knock the wall back on the top, so we're 24.3. Like that's a super deep fridge. John mentioned earlier that it is possible for him to knock this out a bit here so the fridge sinks back into the wall a little bit farther. That way we're not relying on 24 inches from the top, that'll sink back a few more inches. That way it may only stick out 21 inches from the top instead of 24 if he can sink it back far enough. You come up into the van, you're in the kitchen, 30, it's lower than the counter height. 33 inches counter heights are 37. Right, if CISA counters are 37, fridge is 33, so it would be a perfect fit. Yeah. Here's the bench, there's my fridge. Then if you're in the kitchen, it's just right there. And it's only 15 inches.
15 inches wide, that's it, eh?
15.5, yeah.
It's like a tiny.
That's it.
You're the boss.
John's gonna kill me. He's like, what the golly? You kidding me? Ah, quit! You said you're notching those boards out so they're flat, right? Yeah. So this panel's coming off. Okay. So we'll have a nice easy view if we can run another power cable through that. Sure. So here's what happened. I just got an email from IceCo. Their big fridge is 24.3 inches deep, not wide. Really? So it's narrow. It's only 15.1 inches. It's narrow, tall, and deep. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to put it down in the bottom corner of the cabinet in the kitchen right there behind the bench seat. And then just leave that there because we'll probably build something here anyway. Yeah, wardrobe or something. Something like that, yeah. Then we're just gonna leave all that stuff the way it is. And if these are off and incapable, we'll just run another one from there to there. Sure. Because, I mean, they're coming off anyway.
There is a 12-volt way up there that's for the sub, for the amp.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say, if they're off anyway, and if it's an easy pull. What are you doing, buddy? It's our new house, bro. Right away, I got this email. I'm like, oh, John's going to kill me. John's going to be like, get out. Chrissy, you can, look at all the walking you can do in here, buddy. Look at how long. Look at it. You could, like, lose some weight running around this place.
Yeah, and even if there wasn't a wire there, or even if there wasn't, even if we were
There's a picture of the inside. Yeah, it's narrow and tall.
Is it that Italian one? What is that?
No, it's IceCo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. My view on that one is I want to do this bench seat over here fairly wide. So if we did the bench seat here, I love doing this stuff because I know Andy watches all of these videos. So because I want to do this bench seat here fairly wide so there's lots of seating room, then the fridge section here can go down and we can curve the counter into a shorter kitchen, leaving more room for the chair there, right? You know what I mean? We could knock things back if they needed to a little bit. Doesn't have to be straight across. And plus doing something like that could create a little bit of flow as you're walking in, like have some really rad curved corner edges into the kitchen. Because I want to do that with here too. I want to take my desk and I want to notch it in a little bit. So that way it just kind of creates more room in there. That'll work okay because like that seat there is probably going to be 24 anyway. Yeah, fine. Yeah, so but this one, I mean, but once you get it close to the wall.
That is probably like the door, everything. Like the
it's the whole thing, yeah.
So usually they sit a little proud of the countertop anyway.
Yeah. Fridge is the one up top there. That's the fridge. So I was saying, we just leave all that there because it's good to have extra power there.
I think it's actually right here.
Yep, Cruzy went ripping by the door. What are you hunting for, bud? Oh, he's out of breath back here. Hey, what'd you find? Oh, he's hunting. Something went ripping by. Hey. Never seen a bulldog as a hunter before.
What was he chasing?
I don't know. He went ripping by the door.
I know, I saw him
Like,
going.
boom.
Must have been a rabbit.
Maybe. By my shop, it would have been in a rabbit. That's all he chases at the shop is rabbits. So now it poses the thought, what am I going to put here? I wonder how many pairs of Converse we could fit in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Shoe storage? I didn't think about that in the build. Where the heck am I going to put all my shoes at? I do know I'd like to take the top step here of Cruz's step and turn that into a laundry basket. It's got some depth to that top step. I think it'd be perfect. Actually, the step would be right here.
I'm making me fucking nervous. I'm not ready to. All right, screw it. I'm getting ready to take this down. Oh, you're backing the screws out. So we taking that. Yeah, you must take the whole track right down. Right?
It just would be nice if we didn't
Yeah.
All right, so we have officially ordered this fridge. It's being shipped out right now. You know how nice it'll be to open up a fridge and have stuff on the doors like it was in the old apartment. No more opening up the lid, reaching down inside the chest. On that note, we are actually putting a dual zone fridge, much like the one I have in my van, back here in the garage, probably on some kind of a pull-out drawer. So inside the van, we will have, well, a standard fridge with a small little freezer on top, right there. And in the back, because Cruz eats raw dog food, we need to have a substantial freezer in the van because our boy eats a lot, clearly. So I'm doing a 75 liter, probably the Iceco VL 75 Pro. I was gonna do the 90 Pro, but that's a big fridge. And it'll end up going right here. So when you open up the garage door, you can pull it out. And the fun part about those ones is they have the dual opening lids. It can open up either way. It doesn't really matter. And then we can either make one a fridge, one a freezer, or if we're gonna be on the road heading north or something like that, where I know I'm not gonna see any pet food places to get raw dog food, we can pack both sides full. And our little fat boy will have food no matter where we travel. That's why we're doing such a large fridge and freezer system. And that's something that I didn't have in my van. I mean, the one we had in my van worked, but I think in here having the extra will be quite awesome. Anybody who has one of these fridges in their camper van are laughing at me right now. But to me, that'll change the game. Come on, I have a place to put my condiments. There's something I don't have in my fridge right now is a place to put condiments, because on the bottom of my fridge, if I'm putting stuff like that, it's taking up valuable fridge space. Where here, I can line up like all my ketchups and whatever else I need to throw in there. Oh man, I am so glad I bought a bigger home to be able to do stuff like this in. But that's a mighty big fridge. Dimensions on that one, 24.3, but nice and narrow, which is super cool to have it that narrow. And pretty much the whole entire height. The only thing that'll be above that will be the counter space. And the toe kick, if there's a toe kick on the bottom. Make sure we got it off the walls for sure.
cut in.
36 is big.
What's up, Dad? Yeah.
You want to do your every day tagging stuff?
No, I never did
You
that.
never did that?
We couldn't afford spray paint. I was a welfare man. Can't buy that stuff.
Stop looking at the hardware store.
So those were either from your van or from a Sprinter van. I don't remember. They're yours.
I think the next thing to do is you flip it over. Roll it. Fuck, you're gonna feel that tonight, Carl. Using muscles you haven't used in a while.
I know, right?
Left arm.
This way,
Left
big
hand. I'm thinking we glue that up and we get a couple of heavier boards and we push it right up on the edge of it. It needs to be loaded. It was. Alright, I got an inch.
I got inches of it.
I got a 2 inches maybe.
You good? I got inches, yo. Through that, too.
Gives you a chance to work it.
Still got some movement.
Yeah, I don't feel anything now.
You finally give up your mailbox in Vancouver?
Yeah, it runs out in October or something. I was gonna cancel it. The guy, you're good till October, dude. Should you leave it? Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's cheap.
Like some random people mailing you shit there?
Not over there anymore.
You get cookies,
But I literally
cookies
put-
and socks?
I literally put my address public at my shop. We barely got any packages. And I said, guys, send us whatever you want. Nothing. People used to love us. They don't love us anymore.
No cookies?
Oh,
Hey,
we-
you can send cookies and stuff.
Yeah, believe it or not, sometimes I do it, even though it's risky. You know what I mean? I'm like, well, it's got sugar in it, you know, maybe. I have eaten them, I will admit. Is it risky?
good.
Yeah.
You trust your customer. Or you,
But we used to get, my mailbox was bombarded with stuff. We'd go to the mailbox, there'd be like 30, 40 packages. And then now that I open my address to
Welcome.
people, nobody's sending us anything. Well, we do get the occasional stuff
welcome to
sometimes.
subscribers that are just appreciating. You send little art packages and
Yeah,
notes and
it's just
stuff.
gifts.
They have like Pop-Tarts.
Oh yeah? I like Pop-Tarts.
But I don't want to expose it.
I don't know if I got that lower one loose enough to go in. Areas we cut the foam off the ends.
Yeah, that's sharp.
We'll have more for you to finalize later.
That's not a line on the fabric, by the way. That's just the shadow from the light on the door.
I can wrap it up. You got a boogie?
Wow. This is super satisfying. Hey? Just fondling.
Fuzzy vans.
Yeah, it's freaking awesome. Yeah, like anytime I've been into a van that has it, it's true, warms the word. It makes it cozy. And for me, doing so much voiceover work inside the van, that'll absorb tons of it. Like if I'm doing voiceover here, it eats the sound, where in my van, you do get a lot of bounce back off things. Where I think doing all the fabric on the walls will eat some of that. Especially with my computer being here and all that cloth behind the monitor. Even with the lights out, you know, that doesn't even make it feel dark in here either. Because that was my worry too at the beginning when it was doing the gray. I'm like, okay, is it going to make it look dark in here? That's on a wide angle. Let me put it on a regular lens. That's a regular lens. This is more what you'd see on a natural light. Still, with the lights out, that's pretty darn bright. Guys, this is gonna look incredible. And there's not that much more to do in here. We got one panel. John's gonna finish off the 2 pods, then doing the ceiling panels along here. On the ceiling, I think we're doing bamboo, whether it's black on the top with bamboo strips on it, or we just do a solid bamboo like I showed you guys in yesterday's video, which looks super freaking sweet. Or we stick with what we're gonna do here. So running some wood on the top here while I'm traveling is kind of necessary because all this stuff here is just glued up to the top. So if it gets hot and the glue gives way, it is going to hang down. And I don't want to get to Ontario and all my, all my 3M Thinsulate is hanging down unless we stripped it all. So the boys here did the outside edges in the wood all the way down. And because I have so much of that fabric, we're going to cover it in the fabric as well too. It'll look good the whole way out. That's where my initial discussion, I know, a handful of videos back, I talked about doing black on gray on a black center because of the thought of fabricing those. So is the fabric going to stay on those ceiling panels? I'm not really too sure. We'll see when we get to Ontario. Boys, it looks good. You figure another 20 more minutes, we're done?
Yeah.
Maybe. All right, man, see you in the morning. What time? That was good there today. That was awesome. So Todd, the guy that's in there helping do the build work with John there, me and him are going to meet here first thing in the morning tomorrow and get a jump on it early. I don't think John comes down until about 9 or 10. So me and him were talking about maybe meeting there at like 7. He's like, we can meet at 5 if you want it, but I have to video edit in the morning. So we're probably going to meet for 7 a.m., get a jump start on that thing, because really we're on the home stretch. There isn't that much more to do and we're done. We got to put in the skylight, the roof vent, the Webasto air heater, and finish covering up those wall panels, and we are finished this stage of the build. That means I get to move my ass out of this thing and move into the new home. So I think we're gonna stay in Chemainus tonight. It's been a while since I've slept in Chemainus. Really cute little town. There's a back section down here where they allow RV parking, and sometimes it can just be back-to-back RVs that have been sitting here for a long time. So we'll see what it looks like. Some of these look like they've been sitting here for a while. Sitting right there. What's that sign say there? Vehicles over 5,500 kgs and trailers maximum 4 hours. All right. I don't have Cruzy's leash, so we're using a bungee cable. Come on, boys, go pee. Right over here beside the ocean. It's probably been a couple of years since I've spent some time down here. I remember the first time I ever had the flu inside the van, I was probably parked in this very spot right here. That was a nasty, like 4 or 5 days. It was brutal. So I removed the bubble board from there. Look at the aftermath of it. That little square is where my Olympian Wave 3 heater was. The propane used to come out here into the bottom of the heater. That's how I stayed warm. And inside of here is where I kept my 20-pound propane bomb for years. So what I'm going to do is I'm taking this to John's tomorrow, and I'm going to see if he can trace out another one of these boards. That way everything's all nice and clean in here, and all my bubbles are gone. It's gonna be weird to see no bubbles in this thing. 90 night, Chemainus.
There's a bunch of campers back there.
We're getting down to the last stack of sleeps inside of this van. Pretty soon that Sprinter's gonna be home. In, pull her out. So these are speakers for the new audio system that's going into the Mercedes. A set of Morels. Morel makes an incredibly beautiful speaker. There's 2 sets of them. These little tiny boys. I think these ones are for the back door. And these are a 5 1/4. I'm really excited for this new audio system. It's from Go Code and it's called Nowhere. And I think they're releasing it sometime at the end of summer, I believe. Or spring. Winter. I don't even know. Okay, we're gonna pull up that app that I designed. My laptop's dead. Are you serious? Oh no. Because I've been moving things in and out of this thing, I don't have any of my chargers. Oh no. And I don't think there's enough juice in my Jackery to edit with in the morning. 71%. We gotta edit before we go to John's place tomorrow. Mandatory. I'm gonna be at John's by probably 7 in the morning. So this thing's currently pulling 71 watts right now. And it's only got a 2.5 hour runtime at that, and that's not enough to get through a video edit. Uh-oh. So if tomorrow's video is up late in the day, y'all know why. I don't have any USB-C plugs in here. My van was built pre-USB-C. All my plugs around here are all USB-A. USB-A, 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 USB-A. And the one charging block that I do have down there with a USB-C, that's broken. It ain't even working right now. So I'm gonna take a look at the app that I designed the van in and see what the kitchen's gonna be like with the fridge removed from up above and put down below. All right, this one here was the official layout that I chose. Okay, I'll zoom in a little bit here. We're gonna remove some of these items. So the cool thing here is, here's the fridge. We can set it so it's 15.5 wide, 33 inches tall, and I think it's 24, I might be wrong, let's say 24.2 inches deep. Now we gotta sink this into the cabinet there. We could either build a full height wardrobe. Like, we could totally do that. We could turn that. I don't really think I need a wardrobe. I mean, it's a cool idea to kind of hang something, but that would put our little skinny fridge, which I think is really rad that it's super narrow this way and fits underneath that kitchen counter nicely. That way, if I'm cooking, reach down, open up the fridge, easy peasy. And then here we're gonna move the sink over a little bit. And there you go. There's our kitchen. You know, we could do this cabinet too, even narrower, so not as wide. So right now on these measurements, that's 24 inches wide. Say we did this 15 inches wide. So now we have a 70-inch wide kitchen, a small cabinet right there, more counter space across here. I could put the stove over there. Yeah, and then Andy could do something really funky and cool to transition from here into the kitchen counter, then curve the counter back out into the cabinet there or something like that. I have an idea for my desk where I want my desk here to go in and then dip into the desk. Because I'm thinking about doing that in the kitchen too. Having areas where things curve a little bit just to create more room in that general middle area. But that's not exactly what my van's gonna look like, but that's giving us a general idea on if these layouts are even gonna work. And I think with some of Andy's personal touches, that we can take this layout concept that I have and turn it into a piece of artwork. Andy is super creative at what he does, and I am really excited to see the kind of ideas he brings into it. Like, I know everything in here is all boxy and simple, but who knows what comes out of Andy's squishy brain. I have no idea. I just know I think this layout will work. I mean, there's only so many layouts you can do in a van, but that stair idea for the dog, I hope that works out, because I think a lot of people will utilize that in their future builds for their animals. Come on, you gotta build around your puppy too. Like I mentioned earlier today, I love it that Andy is watching every step of all of this stuff. So every time I think of an idea or I have a frustration, he's always texting me the second that video goes up and says, Chrome, here's my thoughts, or this is what we're gonna do, or don't stress at all, we got this when you come out to Ontario. So it's fun that way, because today we made a major design change inside of that Mercedes, all because I didn't see the dimensions of the brand new Iceco fridge that they just released for the RV style ones, like the ones I have in the inside of my van. Because of the depth of it, we changed the layout. And I don't want to say changed it for the worse. Worst, I think maybe putting that down below made the design better, because it reduces that chokingness in the height area here. Like, you only have so much width on the top side of your van. Maybe putting that fridge down there was a smarter idea in the first place. Making this cabinet that would be here not as wide, doing it way shorter, giving me a little bit more kitchen. So things always kind of seem to work out in the end. Anyway, crew, I gotta go to bed. I am wiped out. I am back at John's first thing tomorrow morning, and we should have some serious progress on that build tomorrow, because we're getting a jump start on it before John even arrives down there. And I think there's a full day of building tomorrow, a full day. So tomorrow should be an exciting video, guys. Hopefully to see you guys back. A few more days and we're moving out of this thing, my friends, and into the new home. So good, guys. I'm just so excited about all this stuff right now. Thanks for watching all these everyday uploads. I appreciate it. All right, crew. Love you guys. I'll see you on the next one.